If you're enjoying this podcast, explore the Calm Edge Survival series, Practical Survival Guides by Steve Barker, published by Books Central. Built for pressure, it helps you stay composed, think clearly, and act effectively in outdoor, urban, and emergency situations. Find the book on Amazon or through the Books Central website. When people think about survival, they often jump straight to fire or food. But in the real world, shelter setup is one of the first skills that can make the difference between staying functional and quickly becoming a casualty of the environment. Shelter protects you from wind, rain, snow, sun, insects, and the mental drain that comes from being exposed and uncomfortable. If you can create even a simple barrier between yourself and the elements, you buy time, conserve energy, and make better decisions. The first rule of shelter setup is to think before you build. A good shelter starts with location, not materials. Look for ground that is dry, level, and naturally protected from hazards like falling branches, flooding, rockfall, or strong wind channels. Avoid low spots where cold air and water collect. In hot weather, prioritize shade and airflow. In cold weather, focus on windbreaks and insulation from the ground. The smartest shelter is the one that works with the environment instead of fighting it. Next, choose the simplest design that meets your needs. In a survival situation, you do not need a perfect structure. You need something effective, fast, and reliable. A lean-to, debris shelter, tarp shelter, or improvised bivvy can all work depending on what you have available. If you have a tarp, use it efficiently by creating a sloped roof that sheds rain and blocks wind. If you have only natural materials, build a frame first, then add layers of insulation such as leaves, grass, pine boughs, or bark. The goal is to trap heat, block weather, and reduce exposure without wasting energy on unnecessary complexity. Ground insulation is often overlooked, but it matters just as much as overhead cover. The earth pulls heat from your body faster than many people realize, especially at night. Even a well-built shelter can fail if you're lying directly on cold, wet ground. Use branches, dry grass, a sleeping pad, pine needles, or any available material to create a barrier beneath you. A raised bed or thick insulating layer can dramatically improve comfort and survival odds. Finally, remember that shelter setup is not just about the structure itself. It is about positioning, maintenance, and adaptation. Check how the shelter performs as the weather changes. Reinforce weak points before the storm arrives. Keep your entrance away from prevailing wind if possible. Make sure drainage is working and that water is not pooling around you. If you are staying overnight, organize your gear so you can reach essentials quickly without leaving cover. Good shelter is not static. It is something you keep improving as conditions shift. At its core, shelter setup is about buying safety through smart choices. You are not trying to build a cabin in the woods. You are trying to create a small, dependable pocket of protection that helps you rest, recover, and think clearly. Once you understand how to choose the right spot, build the right shape, insulate the ground, and adapt to the environment, shelter stops being a problem and starts becoming a real survival advantage.